4 to 5 lakh rupees is what we are seeing every single day. 2 crore rupees monthly donations have been come to the fore as far as the Ram temples go. Now, the rituals began on the 16th of January, earlier this week. It was a prelude to the mega Pran Pratishtha ceremony that we are going to be seeing on the 22nd. Today was day 3 of those rituals before that big ceremony. We saw the idol of Ram Lalla that came inside the sanctum sanctorum yesterday itself. There was a Kalash Pujan that was conducted after the idol was placed. It was placed by a crane is what we are given to understand. It was ferried across the temple town, across the premises of the Ram temple as well, after which it was put inside the sanctum sanctorum. Just a short while ago, the Ram Lalla's idol was set atop a throne. There was a ritual called the Mandap Pravesh that was also undertaken. We also then saw multiple prayers being conducted. The Varun Pujan and the Ganesh Ambika Pujan was also conducted inside the sanctum sanctorum. Now, the idol is covered for now. It is only going to be revealed to the world on the 22nd after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony takes place. Prime Minister Modi, remember, on the 12th of January had released a video message. He announced at the start of it that he is going to be undertaking an 11-day Anushthan ritual because he is going to be a part of the Pran Pratishtha. He is going to be inside the Garbhagriha when the Pran Pratishtha takes place. He had said that he was fortunate that he is going to be witnessing this historic and auspicious occasion. What the Prime Minister is likely to do on that day, let's take a look. We're given to understand that the Prime Minister could be arriving in the temple town anytime from the 21st to the 22nd morning. He perhaps will undertake a walk of 2 kilometers to the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. He is likely to take the Ram Path and the Bhakti Path route. He would be carrying a water of a kalash, carrying water of the holy river Sarayu as well. A stopover at the famous Hanuman Gadi temple is also likely, is what we're now learning. Now, earlier in the day, the Prime Minister released several commemorative postage stamps. There was a book that was released as well. The entire nation currently is talking about the Ram temple, the Pran Pratishtha ceremony. We've seen the kind of politics that has happened as well. But CNN News 18 and the News 18 network is also paying its tribute to Ram Lalla, to the Ram temple. There is the anthem that is going to be released by the network in just a few seconds from now.
तो क्या खास है? मैं चलता हूं घड़ी की सुई 6 और ये देखिए खास।
बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की प्रणाम सिया राम किया विश्व कल्याण बोलो राम सिया राम प्रणाम सिया राम किया विश्व कल्याण बोलो राम सिया राम आया खुशियों का दिन सुहाना लौटा है अपना रामा अयोध्या फिर से सजा सुनो हो रहा है ये हल्ला बैठेंगे राम लल्ला फिर वहाँ हर 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 दर पे दिया तू जला दे चल थल सरहद पे भगवान लहरा दे आया है छाया है मन में समाया है यहाँ भी वहाँ भी जाए तू जहाँ भी गूंजे पल पल में युग युग में हर क्षण में राम हर तन में हर मन में कण कण में राम पल पल में युग युग में हर क्षण में राम हर तन में हर मन में कण कण में राम राम सिया राम किया विश्व कल्याण बोलो राम सिया राम राम सिया राम किया विश्व कल्याण बोलो राम सिया राम
इस दिन के इंतजार में दशकों से ये आंखें तरस गई आएगा ये तो विश्वास था अब जो तू यहाँ लौटा है
स्वागत गान गाए जिसके लिए मन में करुणा जिसके हाथ में है जीते भी मरते भी काम काज करते भी सुख में दुख में हर एक मुख में गर जाएगी नाम पल पल में युग युग में हर क्षण में राम हर तन में हर मन में कण कण में राम पल पल में युग युग में हर क्षण में राम हर तन में हर मन में कण कण में राम राम सिया राम
बोलो राम सिया राम आया।
That was the News18 network's special anthem in the run-up to the Pran Pratishtha ceremony that we see on the 22nd of January in Ayodhya. Unfortunately, in the run-up to that Pran Pratishtha and that big event, we're seeing politics across the board. Political parties from within the opposition have come out one after another, listed their reasons as to why they object to this event. It's a BJP RSS event. It's a complete PR event, were some of the allegations that they made. Let's take a look at what the opposition is speaking of today, some of the comments that came to the fore today. Let's start with Udhayanidhi, the minister in Tamil Nadu, who's come out and said that we don't have an issue with the temple in itself, but we do not accept the construction of a temple by razing of a mosque. Now, many would say that this temple is being built after a go-ahead from the Supreme Court. So, is Udhayanidhi Stalin then questioning the highest court in this country? Udit Raj of the Congress party also came out and added his own twist. He says after 22nd of January, after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, it is going to be Kalyug for Dalits, for OBCs, for tribals in this country. Shivpal Yadav, member of the Legislative Assembly in Uttar Pradesh from the Samajwadi Party, he came out and justified the firing on Kar Sevak in the 90s. He said that it was to protect the constitution. Everything was done by the law. There's absolutely no reason to question it. Sanjay Raut, Shiv Sena member of parliament from the Uddhav Thackeray faction, came out and said that this is just a BJP's Mandir. This is not for the country. This event is just for the BJP and the RSS. He also then went on to ask if the Ram Mandir and the Pran Pratishtha ceremony was going to solve crisis that the country faces. He asked, will the Manipur crisis be resolved? Will Kashmiri Pandits get their homes or their lands back? What is this going to achieve is what they asked. Listen in to the controversial comments that came in today.
आपको अम्बेडकरवादी होनी चाहिए। हजारों वर्ष से दलितों को गांव के किनारे बसाया जाता था और परछाई से भी सवर्ण अपवित्र हो जाते थे। आज जो कामेश्वर चौपाल जी चमचागिरी कर रहे हैं, वो संविधान ने वो ताकत दिया, डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने ताकत दिया है। वरना भगवान राम कृष्ण ये तो हजारों वर्ष थे। क्या दुर्गति थी हम लोगों की, और हम लोगों का कलयुग शुरू होगा 22 के बाद।
அவங்களுடைய விருப்பம், அவங்க கர சேவைக்கெல்லாம் ஆள்லாம் அனுப்பிச்சாங்க. கலைஞர் ஏற்கனவே சொன்னார், எங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் எந்த மதத்திற்கும் எந்த ஒரு நம்பிக்கைக்கும் எதிரானவங்க கிடையாது. அங்கே கோயில் வர்றது எங்களுக்கு பிரச்சனை கிடையாது. ஆனால் அங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த மசூதியை இடிச்சிட்டு அங்கே கோயில் கட்டினது தான் எங்களுடைய எங்களுக்கு அந்த உடன்பாடு கிடையாது. நம்முடைய பொருளாளர் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க, ஆன்மீகத்தையும் அரசியலையும் ஒன்னாக்காதீங்கன்னு சொல்லுங்க.
देखिए, संविधान की रक्षा की गई थी, कोर्ट के आदेश का पालन हुआ था, कोर्ट के आदेश का पालन। ये तो झूठ बोलते हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के केवल झूठ बोलते हैं। जबरदस्ती वहाँ पर जब कोर्ट का स्टे था, यथास्थिति बनाए रखनी थी, तो बताओ वहाँ पर जो विवादित ढांचा था, जो बाबरी मस्जिद थी, तो बताओ उस पर जब इन लोगों ने तोड़ा था, तो वहाँ के प्रशासनिक की जिम्मेदारी थी इस कोर्ट के अनुसार यथास्थिति बनाए रखनी थी। तो किसने उस पर तो संविधान के उल्लंघन किया?
Prime Minister Modi, who is going to be a part of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, who is going to be inside the sanctum sanctorum when it happens, has undertaken an 11-day Anushtan. Every single day since then, he's been speaking of how fortunate he finds himself that he is going to be a part of this historic moment. Earlier in the day, he released some commemorative postage stamps as well. There was a book on the Ram Temple showcasing Lord Ram's universal appeal that was released earlier in the day. It's dedicated to the Ram Temple. There are 6 stamps that represent key figures and elements from Ramayana that are part of not just the book, but also a part of the postage stamps that have been released. Lord Ganesh, Lord Hanuman, Jatayu, Kevatraj and Ma Shabri are all represented in the book and in those stamps. Each of the stamp features a gold leaf. It's supposed to represent the sun rays. These stamps also depict the 5 physical elements: sky, air, fire, earth and water. There is a 48-page book that the Prime Minister released earlier in the day. It sheds light on the international resonance of Lord Ram, how there are multiple versions of the Ramayana, especially as far as Southeast Asia are concerned. The book showcases stamps by more than 20 nations, including the United States, New Zealand, Singapore, Canada, Cambodia as well. There is a universal appeal, is what the Prime Minister went on to say. As far as Lord Ram goes, it's not just India, not just devotees here, but in multiple parts of the world as well. Lord Ram and Ramayan have left an indelible mark. Listen in to the Prime Minister's video message that came to the fore right after he released those stamps.
साथियों, भगवान श्री राम, माता सीता और रामायण की बातें समय, समाज, जाति, धर्म और क्षेत्र की सीमाओं से परे हर एक व्यक्ति से जुड़ी है। सबसे मुश्किल कालखंड में भी त्याग, एकता और साहस दिखाने वाली रामायण अनेक मुश्किलों में भी प्रेम की जीत सिखाने वाली रामायण पूरी मानवता को खुद से जोड़ती है।
A message of peace, a message of Sabka Saath there coming to the fore while referring to Ramayan and to Lord Ram as far as the Prime Minister's message went. So why are we seeing opposition parties one after another coming out and making these controversial comments? Is there going to be a political consequence of this? We are just a few months away from the general elections. Is the opposition then finding new ways to trivialize this? That's the big debate on Plain Speak tonight. And joining me on this broadcast are spokespersons of the BJP, Siddharth Yadav, Professor Geeta Bhatt, an academician, will be joining us. Vivek Srivastava will be with me in the studio in just a few minutes. And CS Jha, leader of the UBT faction of the Shiv Sena, also joining us. CS Jha, I want to begin by asking you. We've seen the kind of comments that have come to the fore from Sanjay Raut. Now, Shiv Sena, the Uddhav faction, when in alliance with the BJP, would have tom-tommed about this happening if they were together. Why are we seeing such kind of comments now? The Shiv Sena very well knows what kind of sentiments go with this particular issue.
See, the first thing is that when this Ram Mandir movement was called on, it was the Bala Saheb who had called on this movement first, and thereafter BJP and other respective parties followed on. Now, the major thing is that since we are sitting in opposition, we have not been called upon in this function. Eventually, if it had been called upon, it has now become a political stooge for BJP. They are trying to show that faith is not above or the religion. It is the mandir, or it is the election, or it is the politics which is above all. And they are doing so by doing what? They have made a program which is clearly an RSS BJP sponsored program. Now, who is sitting in the respective trust? The trust is being run by the BJP. All the members, including the secretary, are from the BJP. Who is doing all this politics? Because they are knowing that they don't have any other issue right now to go into 2024 elections. So this is the major issue. So they are trying to diversify everything, and they are trying to show the world that Ram Mandir is all important and nothing else. And what work is being carried out by Mr. Modi? Nothing. He is sitting for 11 days in a mandir or doing puja, but he is not working for Manipur. He is not working for any other issue in the country. Why? Why such a stance? So this stance clearly shows that he is interested, the BJP is interested only to do politics on Ram Mandir and nothing else.
About the BJP doing politics over this, I'll have the BJP spokesperson Siddharth Yadav come on to it and respond to you. But Mr. Jha, as far as the invitation goes, like you said, maybe there are people linked with the BJP in the trust, but the trust has come out and invited people. It has also invited leaders of parties that you are in alliance with, many of whom, most of whom in fact, have rejected that invitation. But Siddharth Yadav, go ahead. This trust is made up of the BJP or BJP-leaning people. So even though the invitation may have gone from the trust, it is doing the bidding of the BJP is the allegation.
No, I think it is the continued attempt by the opposition parties to belittle this historic moment which the country is witnessing today. And I think it is time that they understand the sentiment of the people of this country. It is not about BJP, RSS or the opposition. It is not about Hindu and Muslim. It is about our country. It is about Bharat. It is marking the journey of 500 years, more than 500 years, the sacrifices of lakhs and crores of people, the sacrifices of lakhs and crores of Sanatanis, of faithful Hindus who have stayed for so longer on this journey and waited that we will win this battle legally with patience. We have contributed, we have sacrificed, we waited. Rulers came from abroad, they attacked us, they looted us, they destroyed our temples, and the building of a Ram Mandir is, I think, a symbol of that regaining of that faith, the cultural faith of this country. If you want to undermine the cultural ethos of this country and you want to undermine what this country is feeling today, the sentiments of this country, it is up to you. But you want to boycott the event, go ahead and boycott it. The people of this country will boycott you very soon, because the people of this country are finally reclaiming what was lost for so longer. This mandir is the celebration. This mandir is the symbol of what the people of this country feel. So I feel if any attempt from any political party or from any opposition party if comes out and wants to belittle this historic moment by saying it is a BJP RSS event, the trust was like this was like that, I think it is shameful. It is belittling the sacrifices of so many crores of people who have sacrificed in this journey. And it is time that the opposition joins this joyous moment when the entire country, rather I should say the entire world, we are seeing celebrations in Cincinnati in minus 20 degrees Celsius. We are seeing that the Pran Pratishtha is going to go live on the Times Square. We are seeing Europe, UK, West of Asia, every country in this world celebrating with this the Pran Pratishtha that is going to happen on the 22nd, and the gaining of respect of our country because of what we have sold in our country in the past 10 years. Now we are not just a country which has its own problems, rather we are a country which is solving global problems. We are giving solution to global problems.
But as
the
far
entire world is celebrating
as far as talking about the Pran Pratishtha of the temple is concerned, like the BJP says, the world is celebrating it. We live in a democracy. Right. Vivek Srivastav, leaders from the opposition can make all sorts of comments that they want. There is free speech. But they surely do have to understand that this could have pitfalls. This could have political consequences for them.
See, you have to, tell the people what is right and what is wrong. That is also the duty of the leaders. It is not just asking for votes. They are doing this Ram temple Pran Pratishtha much before the due date. And these are not my words. These are the words of the Honorable Shankaracharya, Nischalaనందji. He said that the Pran Pratishtha could have been done on 17th of April on the Ram Navami day. It has been preponed very conveniently by the Honorable Prime Minister and the BJP to suit their electoral gains. And why should I or anyone from the INDIA participate in a political event of a particular party? This is not an event of Ram. This is an event of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Honorable Shankaracharya Nischalaనంदji said, मैं वहां जाके क्या करूंगा? In Hindi, these are his words. He said, प्रधानमंत्री प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करेंगे तो क्या मैं तालियां बजाऊंगा वहां पे? All the four Shankaracharyas, nobody is going. Are they from the opposition parties?
But they also have come out and said that they do give their blessings to what is happening. No, there's also precedence to Pran Pratishthas happening in other temples on this country as well. So that is also something that most of the Shankaracharyas have come out and said that they are perhaps being misquoted by certain leaders within the opposition.
No, I mean, once they released their press releases and once they went online in front of the electronic media, the BJP went into a damage control exercise. They sent a whole contingent of people over there to beg the Shankaracharyas, please come. If they refuse to come again, and when they said if you cannot come, at least please give some clarifications. Shakal bache. This is what is happening. They are trying to sell the name of Ram for votes. That is what these people are doing, and they are making a fool of the people.
Give me an option to rebut.
Yes, Siddharth Yadav, go ahead.
Now, Poonam, it is very important to understand that the opposition is very conveniently trying to hide behind not just themselves, but their kukarms behind the Shankaracharyas. The Shankaracharyas have already given the clarification. I am a smaller man to comment upon that.
No, they are not coming.
But I just asked
one question. They are not coming. How many are coming?
More than 150.
How many are coming?
How many are coming? You made your point.
Let me finish.
I will give you time. I will give you time to rebut. Finish. Finish your point.
I am replying to that. Hear me out. Yeah. Don't. Yes, I am replying to that. More than 150 Mathadish, Jagat Guru.
I said Shankaracharyas.
How
many Shankaracharyas
more than
are
150.
Coming?
All these sons, more than 4,000 sons.
How many Shankaracharyas are coming? They are boycotting.
Take from them.
Because you are a political
examples, take from them.
And that is what I have said.
Discussed.
So don't try to hide it.
Sir, Mr.
They have exposed you. And you are calling only those Dharam Gurus who are loyal to you and who back for you in the elections. They are getting the votes.
Clarified. You want to hide your kukarms behind the
Shankaracharya. You are very clear people.
That the people of this
Religion
country are
is a
going to be
personal
fooled.
affair. You are making it
Sorry,
public.
sir. The people are not
For
fools.
elections.
I am very sorry.
Sir, आपने शंकराचार्य का बताया.
And nobody.
How many are coming?
And I'll also reply you on that.
You don't have words.
I'll also reply you on that. Who says that it should happen on the on Ram Navami? Who says that? It is a Ram Mandir under the Ramanand sect. 22nd of January.
Shankaracharya from Uttarakhand.
When the Pran Pratishtha is going to happen, it is very auspicious.
It is his statement. It could have been done on 17th of April.
I'm sure you would have
on the records and saying it.
Come out on Jantar Mantar.
And tell me if I'm wrong.
Auspicious. And that is why you are objecting to it.
I am objecting to it because you are making Ram a political event.
That's even more shameful.
For you, Ram is not a matter of devotion. It is a matter of politics.
The country,
who's
the people
making
of this
this a
country don't need
political
such
tool?
certificates
Who's
from
making this a tool for their political brownie points? Maybe up for debate. But Geeta Bhatt, don't you think this takes away from the significance of the event that this is? It is something that is being talked of not just around the country but around the world as well. It is a culmination of a legal battle. There is a Supreme Court stamp on it as well.
Well, Pooja, both, I mean, from all respects, this Pran Pratishtha, which is taking place on 22nd of January, whether you look it from a legal perspective, whether you look it from a cultural perspective, from all perspectives, if you see, no one can in any way point a finger towards the building of the Ram temple and doing the Pran Pratishtha. Now, the problem here is that there are political parties who ideologically who do not believe in God, who believe in, in the theory of that religion is the opium of masses. Now, if those who come from this type of an ideological background, if they are going to, make comments on that, which religious leader is supposed to come and which religious leader is not supposed to come, I think the people know that
so, Geeta,
the political parties, what stand they have been taking. I did not interfere in between. Neither I have questioned you. Decorum. I mean, this.
And Geeta Bhatt has been patiently waiting on. Let her finish her point. I will come to you.
Don't do it.
No,
over
she.
No, the point here is that the point here is that the political, whosoever is all these nasty comments that are being made, you see, the whole country is rejoicing with this 22nd January Pran Pratishtha that is supposed to happen, and people can see through these jealous comments which are coming from the opposition parties. Someone can ask the
you should have asked the Prime Minister not to participate, and you should have.
You talk so much about the.
You should have made it a non-political event. Why did you make it a political event?
Of the Hindus. What happened to
Geeta, it has become a political event. Don't you agree?
What happened to the sadhus
Geeta,
in Palghar?
you made it a political event by sending the Prime Minister.
When Mr. Uddhav Thackeray was the Chief Minister over there. Now, the point is that your actions have to speak. Actions speak louder than the words when it comes to standing with the Ram temple.
No, Geeta, everybody is with Ram in the temple. Nobody is against Lord Ram. We are against your concept of Ram. We are not against Mahatma Gandhi's concept of Ram. That Ram was different. Your Ram is different.
Vivek Srivastava has even said nobody is against your Ram. Ram is only ours, you want to say.
So who exactly is politicizing Ram and making this a political event? That's really the question that the people of this country are also asking. We've been Vivek Srivastava in Ayodhya. Our team is there speaking to the people who've come from kilometers away. They find themselves at the receiving end of unnecessary criticism like this as well. They want to be a part of something that means a lot to them. Their faith is being questioned is what they feel when comments like this come to the fore.
If the Prime Minister had not participated, if it was not a BJP, RSS sponsored kind of an event, there would have been a greater celebration maybe. But then by his participation, the Prime Minister has made a political statement.
But the other party leaders were also invited to participate in that event. They chose not to go.
Even the Shankaracharyas again, हम क्या ताली बजाएंगे जब प्रधानमंत्री प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करेंगे? जब when Shankaracharya ने बोल दिया तो इससे बड़ी और क्या बात है?
Yes, Siddharth Yadav, go ahead.
Can I come in?
The people.
Professor Bhatt, I'll get you in. Siddharth Yadav, 30 seconds. Professor Bhatt, I'll get you in.
I just take 30 seconds.
Yes,
I'll
go
just say three things. Number one, the people who have always abused Shankaracharyas are now suddenly concerned about what the Shankaracharyas are saying. People like Vivek Srivastava, who always stood, all communists who always stood against Shankaracharyas are now suddenly convinced. But leave that. On your show today, Vivek Srivastava said, it is not about your Ram.
Yes.
It is about your celebration.
Your Ram is not
Whose
Mahatma Gandhi's Ram.
Ram is of this country.
Modi's Ram
Your
and Gandhi's Ram are different.
Ram is of this country. Ram
I
is
stand
one.
by
Ram
it.
is eternal. Ram is
Mahatma
Sanatan.
Gandhi's Ram
is
stood for all
Puratan.
perfection,
Nobody is asking for
protection
your
for all,
personal comments, sir.
unification
Nobody is
of
doing
the
that.
country,
But finally,
taking all religions and castes together.
And let's not try and let's not try and appropriate
like
anything
this?
that's happening. Like I said, it's the matter of faith of thousands and thousands of people
I'll just take
who are
5 more
being a
seconds.
part of this event that happens. Several people who even walked for thousands of kilometers to get to Ayodhya, even as we speak. But Siddharth Yadav, yes, 30 seconds before I get in, Professor Bhatt, I'm running short of time.
Yes, I just take 5 seconds, and I would request that I'm not objected while I'm speaking. Finally, my third point is, like Vivek Srivastava said, if the Prime Minister had not participated in this Pran Pratishtha, so and so, so and so and so and so. It is the habit of this opposition. They have seen this way. Jawaharlal Nehru refused to participate in the Pran Pratishtha of Somnath Temple.
Don't say that it is a habit
They
of
know it, we
opposition.
won't go. They have never went
you people
because
are
they
trying to
never
project
believed that
something
Indians
which
could
is
do anything.
political and you will
I
not
believe you,
oppose.
Poonam, I bet on your show.
religion
If
is coming
Makkah
into
and Medina
politics,
would
if you
allow
want to bring
Hindus
faith
to
and
go in
religion,
there,
everything
people of
should come into
non-Muslim
politics.
faith, these guys are the first one who go there to get their secularism certificate.
Mr. Jha, then I want to ask you, if there's nothing auspicious about the 22nd, if there is no big deal of why it should happen on the 22nd, it's a completely political event, why are we seeing Uddhav Thackeray at a temple in Nashik then? Why has he chosen that particular day to do this?
Yes, because we were involved in the movement and we were doing the same for the Hindu.
So you would want to be a part of the event, but unfortunately you have allies who don't, so you're like,
visiting the temple.
you can't do anything about it. Is that it?
Yes, we are visiting the temple and we have genuinely called upon this Ram temple. We believed in the faith. We believed in all the people's belief that Ram temple will be someday or the other, it will happen. But it is now, we have not objected on going to the Ram temple. We have said that on 22nd, we will not go. But after 22nd, each and every party is saying that we will visit the Ram temple.
Sure. And everyone's free to visit whenever. But I want to let Professor Bhatt have the last word on the show. I'm completely out of time, ma'am. But unfortunately, we are seeing this kind of politics and that really takes away or undermines. Do you think, unfortunately, just to keep the momentum going towards elections, we are seeing the opposition come out with comments that trivializes this?
Yes, in fact, Pooja, in fact, political parties should have, risen above their very, narrow mindset, because this is such an occasion. For 500 years, this nation has waited for this particular day, and it could have been, they would have actually gained a lot of respect among the people. Had those who have been given the invitation had not rejected it and had accepted and gone for this particular Pran Pratishtha. But it is very unfortunate that this is, but at the same time, you see, looking at what is happening all around.
You have already made the Prime Minister
Absolutely.
Narendra Modi ji bigger than the Shankaracharya today. He is the new Dharam Guru.
Absolutely. His lost glory being reclaimed is what many believe.
Safeguard.
Whether this is
And
going
he's
to
trying
have
to,
consequences electorally or not, whether we like it or not, it definitely
balancing
is going to have. Which way that happens is something that we will find out sooner than later. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I have to leave it at that. I thank you all for joining us here on this debate of Plain Speak. It is time for a quick break on this edition, but on the other side, we have a very special segment coming in from Ayodhya. Do stay tuned for that.
जाए के लेने के लिए तो आप अयोध्या में कहीं भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मैं निवेदन ये करूंगा, अगर आप अयोध्या आ रहे हैं तो लोग बहुत से ज्यादा जो रामगढ़ी आते हैं या फिर आप राम मंदिर जाते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ से 23 किलोमीटर दूर जैसे कि दशरथ समाधि स्थल भी है,
दशरथ समाधि स्थल है, दैट्स एन इंटरेस्टिंग प्लेस,
और एक भरत कूप भी है, भरत कुंड भी है। तो ऐसे लोगों को भी जो निवेदन ये है कि उस जगह भी जाकर के आप जो है दर्शन जरूर करें, ताकि लोगों को पता चले कि अयोध्या में सिर्फ हमारी अयोध्या जो है 84 कोस की है। जिस प्रकार से व्रत 84 कोस है, इसी प्रकार से हमारी अयोध्या भी जो है 84 कोस में फैली हुई है। तो निवेदन यह है कि आप सिर्फ यहीं तक ना रह जाएं सीमित, आप आगे भी जो है दर्शन जरूर करने जाएं।
So there you see, people from all walks of life, policemen, media people from media fraternity, politicians, they all come to this place. In fact, Rama Shankar, my video journalist, is upset because I asked him to leave his food aside and hold the camera so that we can do this live broadcast for our viewers. So Maurya Mishtan Bhandar, we were reporting from back to the studios.
Right, Siddhant. Siddhant, that was a lovely, exhaustive detail that you've given us of the food there and the famous delicacy of jalebi and samosa that we have been seeing for a couple of weeks now from Ayodhya. Well, do stay with us. Currently, we are shifting to Aman Sharma as well, who's joining us from the Saryu Ghat. Aman, tell us what exactly is the situation like on the grounds? What are the latest updates? The preparations at the nth hour right before the Pran Pratishthan. We're just 4 days away now.
Well, Shri, I've just moved, in fact, from the Saryu Ghat to the Ram Temple, just outside the Ram Temple premises, and you can see a bit of the shikhar of the new Ram Temple from here. Of course, we can't go inside, but a bit of the shikhar of the new Ram Temple can be seen from here. And this is where after a wait of 500 long years, as the Hindu saints and Sanatanis are telling us, that the Ram Lalla idol, the new Ram Lalla idol, will enter the Garbhagriha, the sanctum sanctorium of the new Ram Temple today around noon. Around 1 o'clock is the Sankalp puja which will be done. A number of other pujas are scheduled during the day, but yesterday we saw the new Ram Lalla idol enter the premises in a truck from the Vivek Shrishti Trust, where it was for the last few days. We saw the truck coming here and the Ram Lalla idol entered this premises of the Ram Janam Bhoomi. And today around noon, this will be a historic moment, and this is a big day in Ayodhya, because today the new Ram Lalla idol will be installed in the Garbhagriha of the Ram Temple. And this is a momentous occasion because people have waited for this very long, and in fact I see a lot of people here, devotees today, whose number, Shreya, I'm told, till last month about 15 to 16,000 people visited the temple premises daily. Now we have over 30,000 people visiting the temple premises daily, and from 23rd January, when the new Ram Lalla idol will be open for public viewing, authorities are expecting over 50,000 people daily, up to even 1 lakh. The number can go in the coming days. So this is the enthusiasm amongst people. I have a few women here who's trying to go. Ma'am, 1 minute. Aaj Ram Lalla ji ka the people are in a rush also to go to the Ram Lalla idol, and don't want to wait, because there is also this feeling that by the 20th, the temple could be closed on the 20th and the 21st, 2 days before it could happen. Ram Lalla ji ke darshan ho gaye?
राम लला जी के दर्शन हर जगह होते हैं, वो हर जगह है जी, और यहाँ पर आने के बाद अलग अनुभूति है, अपने मन की अनुभूति, शांति यहाँ पे मिलती है।
तो आज तो नए राम लल्ला जो हैं, जो नई मूर्ति बनी है, वो तो आज गर्भगृह में प्रवेश भी कर रहे हैं। 3 दिन बाद प्रधानमंत्री जी आएंगे और उसका प्राण प्रतिष्ठा भी होगा। ये कितना बड़ा दिन है अयोध्या के लिए? आपको क्या लगता है, राम भक्त होते हुए कितना बड़ा दिन?
यह केवल अयोध्या के लिए नहीं, पूरी मानवता के लिए बहुत बड़ी बात। और भगवान का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का अर्थ है कि आप उसके प्राण प्रतिष्ठा कर रहे हैं जो विश्व के प्राण है जी। तो विश्व के प्राण की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा ये बहुत ही अद्भुत है जी, और इसका जो साक्षी बनेगा वो बहुत ही अच्छा होगा। राम त्रेता युग वाली फीलिंग है।
आपने दर्शन कर लिया, अभी जा रहे हैं आप दर्शन करने?
जय श्री राम। मैं अभी दर्शन करने जा रहा हूँ। मेरा नाम अजीत, मैं दिल्ली से हूँ
जी।
और मन में भाव क्या है, जाकर नाम सुनत शुभ होई, मोरे ग्रह आवा प्रभु सोई। और हम सब बड़भागी हैं, उस काल के साक्षी हैं जब मंदिर टूट नहीं रहे हैं, अपितु श्री राम के बाल रूप की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा होने जा रही है। जय श्री राम की गूंज है, जय श्री राम की लहर है, और हम सब, मैं पुनः कहूँगा, हम सब बड़भागी हैं। श्री राम की असीम कृपा हम सब पर है। जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम, जय जय श्री राम।
And at the top of this segment, we bring you news from Ayodhya. Well, it's just 4 more days to go, and with just those days left for the Pran Pratishthan ceremony, the Ram Lalla idol is all set to be placed in the Mandir's Garbhagriha today. Ram Lalla idol entered the Mandir premises yesterday with its eyes covered for the initial Parisar Brahman amid the chants of Jai Shri Ram. Top intelligence sources have told CNN News18 that the security forces have coordinated with all religious groups for the mega event. Forces have said that no international security threat has come to the fore so far. Anti-mines drones with AI data and other top security for aerial and ground surveillance is being used to ensure security on grounds at all time. These are the latest updates that we are bringing you, and currently we'll cut across to Siddhant Mishra, who's joining us live from the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk in Ayodhya to understand what the scenario is on the ground currently. Siddhant, coming to you, a very good morning to you. Well, yesterday night itself we could see Ramlala being brought to the entire temple premises. What's the current update from the grounds? What are the preparations that are going out?
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Preparations are in full swing for the mega Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya on January 22. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest of the event, which will also mark the inauguration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Artists who have played Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman in the popular TV serial Ramayana have already reached the holy city. The Ram Lalla idol created by Mysore's renowned sculptor Arun Yogiraj will be installed in the temple. The current idol of Lord Ram, known as the Chal Murti or the Utsav Murti, which has been worshipped for the last 70 years, will also be kept in the Sanctum Sanctorium of the new temple. The ceremony, scheduled for January 22, will be held in Abhijit Muhurat in the afternoon. Hotel prices in Ayodhya have skyrocketed to 1 lakh rupees per night. Elaborate security arrangements are in place. Uttar Pradesh police is using high-end technology to guard the temple town. Artificial intelligence is being used for monitoring and recognition. AI tech to be used to locate landmines, and AI-powered CCTVs are being installed to monitor the ceremony. The temple will be opened to the public a day after this ceremony. Temple authorities are expecting a footfall of over 1 lakh devotees a day. Today on Plain Speak, we break down each and every feature of the new Bhavya Ram Mandir that devotees will get their first glimpse of on January 22. So let's begin. First up, all details about the Garbhagriha, the Sanctum Sanctorium. This is of course where the ceremony will take place on the day. Now the Sanctum Sanctorium is 20 feet in length, 20 feet wide and 161 feet in height. It is octagonal in shape with marble on the walls, and there is a golden door at the main entrance as well. These doors have just recently been installed. Now the walls of the Sanctum Sanctorium have carvings that are recreating Lord Ram living in one or forest as he did for many years. Samudra Manthan from Vishnu Puran is also displayed on the outer walls of the Garbhagriha. 9 planets are seen carved on the outer walls as well. Actually, when you visit the temple, you will also see Jai and Vijay Dwarpals, the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu, that are going to be on the gates of the Sanctum Sanctorium as well. There will be a 4 feet Hanuman and a 4 feet Ganesh Murti at the entrance of the Sanctum Sanctorium as well. The new Ram Lalla idol, which is 51 inches in height, will be placed in this Garbhagriha, and on Ram Navami, sunlight will fall on Ram Lalla's forehead at noon precisely. This will be a special occasion that will be marked each year on Ram Navami.
ये जो पूरा जो एक तरह से म्यूरल ही है, ये जो मार्बल में पूरा वो किया गया है, स्कल्प्ट किया गया है, तो इसके पीछे भी कोई स्टोरी होगी क्या? क्या डिपिक्ट करना था गर्भगृह की दीवारों पे?
देखिए, इसमें अभी बहुत सारा काम है
जी।
इसके ऊपर आप अभी देख नहीं सकेंगी, वो विष्णु जी का है और वो एक तरीके से समुद्र मंथन की कहानी है, जिसमें हर एक फिर 9 ग्रहों को दिखाया जा रहा है। फिर यहाँ पर 2 द्वारपाल होंगे जिनका नाम जय और विजय होता है, वो यहाँ पर लगेंगे। और फिर साइड में हनुमान जी और गणेश जी की मूर्ति होगी।
मैं देख रही हूँ ऊपर गणेश जी की मूर्ति ऑलरेडी लगाई गई है, जो बिल्कुल चौखट है गर्भगृह की, उसमें गणेश जी की मूर्ति लगाई है, क्योंकि गणेश जी की मूर्ति होना बहुत जरूरी है।
लेकिन साइड में लगभग 4 फीट के हनुमान जी लगेंगे और उसी प्रकार के गणेश जी लगेंगे। 1 सेकंड आपका और लूँगा।
हाँ जी।
ये जो स्थान है भगवान का, जिसको हम सभी विश्वास करते हैं कि यहाँ पर भगवान राम
जन्मे
प्रकट हुए। तो इस स्थान को 2 मूर्तियों के साथ रखा जाएगा, इसीलिए ये आप देखेंगे लेवल्स हैं।
जी जी जी।
नीचे वाले लेवल पे वहाँ जो वर्तमान में मंदिर
रामलला
है
की जो मूर्ति है
वो यहाँ पर आएगा
जी,
और उसके ऊपर
जो नई मूर्ति
है वो है, और वह मूर्ति 51 इंच की बनेगी
जी।
तो इस प्रकार से एक कैलकुलेटेड हाइट में
हाँ।
लगभग 71 इंच की हाइट पे हो,
हाँ।
जिससे कि वह इधर से दिखाई भी दे सके। और दूसरा एक महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ ये है कि राम नवमी के दिन भगवान के माथे पर सूर्य किरण पड़नी चाहिए
ऊपर से।
हाँ, तो वो सूर्य किरण कैसे आए, यह कार्य CBRI और एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल इंस्टीट्यूट पुणे ने किया।
तो वो सूर्य किरण ऊपर से आएगी या सामने से?
नहीं,
ऊपर से आएगी।
ऊपर शिखर से
हाँ।
एपर्चर होगा,
हाँ।
आएगी और आने के बाद वो रिफ्लेक्ट होगी
और उनके माथे पे रिफ्लेक्ट की जाएगी
और फिर वो आएगी।
चलिए रामनवमी पे फिर ये भी जब देखेंगे लोग, हर रामनवमी में ये भी देखा करेंगे।
एक तरीके से वो बड़ा ही महत्वपूर्ण क्षण होगा
जी जी।
और हम लोगों को बड़ा ध्यान रखना है, क्योंकि बहुत संख्या में लोग चाहेंगे कि उसी समय रहें।
हाँ, रामनवमी के दिन वो देखने आएंगे कि जिस
याद
समय
हटे नहीं।
तो किस समय होगी ये सूर्य किरण?
वो रामनवमी के दिन 12 बजे दिन
12 बजे दोपहर में उनके माथे पे सूर्य किरण पड़ेगी।
This is an octagonal shape has been taken because of the 2 things, because the octagonal shape is connected with the Vishnu and Rama, the Vishnu's avatar.
Right.
So shape has been taken and the even Shikara has been developed in the same shape. So look like it's completely different than normal other temples. So we have thought of that Rama lives a lot of time in one, you can say, nature. So the Ram Lalla, it has to be taken in that particular form, like the nature. So that whole the bale, the patti, fool, and everything is there surrounding him, and he's sitting in the center.
So that was all about the Sanctum Sanctorum. Of course, that is ready, and once that is ready, the Pran Pratishtha can take place. This is something that has been established by now. But what about the rest of the complex or the temple? Let me also get you a little bit of a detail of the main entrance. There is a main entrance from the east side that will lead the devotees on that day and on most days up to the temple, and there are going to be 32 stairs that lead to the main entrance from the east side. What's going to be welcoming you here? There is going to be the Gaj, the Singh, which is the elephant and the lion murtis on one side, along with Lord Hanuman, which are placed on the right side of the entrance. On the left side are also the Gaj and Singh, which is the elephant and the lion. But on this side is Garudji, whose murti has been installed. All of these will be welcoming the guests as they enter the new Bhavya temple.
Here you will find it of interest that the platforms that you see, these are the welcome platforms.
Okay.
And there will be 3 figures here. The first will be Singh, which is lion. So that Singh Dwar, so on one platform on both the sides.
Right. So there are these 3 levels of these platforms.
Yeah.
So there will be the Singh, the lion on one.
Then there will be elephant.
Elephant.
So it is Gaj Dwar. So Singh Dwar, then Gaj Dwar, and then Hanuman Ji.
Okay. Okay.
The other side also the Singh Dwar, the Gaj Dwar, and then Garun Ji. So they will be welcoming in a way, are blessing the devotees.
Right.
So that is all about the main entrance, which has a special feature itself. But let me break down some details about the entire temple complex, because it is not just the temple, but there's a large complex spanning 71 acres, and the entire complex cost is actually 2,000 crore rupees as we speak. The temple out of this is costing about 700 crore rupees. There is a Parkota or Parikrama corridor that is going around the temple, which costs 900 crore rupees. Now, why is the entire complex so expensive? Because as I said, it's not just the temple or a Parkota, there's also many other facilities that are being built. So an auditorium is being built, a museum, a trust office, also a guest house are all going to be part of the complex. In fact, a pilgrimage facilitation center with a capacity of as high as 25,000 people is being built, where all the pilgrimage goers, all the devotees can rest. There will be certain facilities available for them so that they can do their darshan properly. In fact, the temple, the main Ram temple is not the only temple. There are 7 other shrines linked to Lord Ram that are part of this temple complex. They are linked to Maharshi Valmiki, Maharshi Vashisht, Nishad Raj, Maharshi Vishwamitra, there's Maharshi Agastya, Mata Shabri and Devi Ahilya. All of them associated with Lord Ram's life in one way or the other. And these 7 shrines have also been constructed inside the temple. These are symbols of social harmony, and the temple itself is not the only one. There are mandirs that are dedicated on all corners of the complex to Surya Dev, Devi Bhagwati, Ganesh Bhagwan and Bhagwan Shiv. Ma Annapurna's temple is also on the northern side. This is where the ancient Sita Rasoi was discovered, and this is where the bhog for the gods is going to be prepared even in present day. So that's on the northern side, but on the southern side is a mandir for Hanumanji. So there are many smaller shrines, smaller mandirs and obeisance being paid to several other figures associated with Lord Ram. Interestingly, the ancient and historic well known as the Sita Coop is also close to the temple, and that is also part of this complex has been restored. And a Kuber Tila, which is the ancient mandir for Lord Shiva, has been restored as part of this complex along with the installation of Jatayu. So this complex is going to be huge. It is not just the temple, and of course the temple will be constructed in phases. The ground floor is ready now, other 2 floors are getting ready, and the entire complex will take even longer to get ready.
यहाँ से 500 मीटर चलेंगे अंदर ही तो एक कुबेर टीला मिलेगा। कुबेर टीला बहुत ऊंचाई पर है, वहाँ पर शिव का मंदिर है। बाकी जब कुबेर टीला देखा गया तो हर प्रकार के पौधे थे, पेड़ थे, एक तरीके से जंगल ना भी कहूँ तब भी एक घना एक तरीके से बोटैनिकल वो ग्रोथ थी वहाँ पर। शिव मंदिर के पास ही वहाँ जटायु इंस्टॉल किए जा रहे हैं, और जटायु श्री जो हैं वहाँ से मंदिर की तरफ देखेंगे। अच्छा। हाँ, और वो ब्रॉन्ज के बनाए जा रहे हैं। फिर यहाँ पर निर्माण जो बाहर है उसमें 7 मंदिर बन रहे हैं जी, जो एक तरीके से सोशल हार्मनी का प्रतीक है जी। जो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम ने अपने वनवास में संदेश दिया था कि हर वर्ग समाज का, हर व्यक्ति वह उनके लिए उनका है, तो उस संदेश को और इस भारतीय संस्कृति को एक तरीके से एडॉप्ट करने के लिए उन मंदिरों की यहाँ पर व्यवस्था होगी।
तो क्या-क्या मंदिर बनेंगे?
जिसमें महर्षि वाल्मीकि हैं, वशिष्ठ जी हैं, निषाद जी हैं, सबरी माँ हैं, अहिल्या जी हैं, तो इस प्रकार से 7 मंदिर का व्यवस्था की जाए।
Okay, so all of this complex, you're saying 3,200 crore rupees have been received.
3,250 crore.
Yeah, and you will get much more now that foreign donations are allowed. But what would be the total cost? Because this is not just the temple, mind you, for the benefit of our viewers. There is of course a parikrama parkota going all around, and it's even costlier than the temple so far, right?
बिल्कुल
इसका
बिल्कुल।
कितना अभी कॉस्ट आया
अगर
उसका?
अंदाजन इसका 700 करोड़ है,
हाँ।
तो परकोटा जो 795 फीट में होगा,
हाँ।
वह लगभग 900 करोड़ का है।
बट ये कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्चुअली बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है। ये 71 एकड़ में एक कॉम्प्लेक्स है। तो अगर लोगों ने काशी विश्वनाथ धाम में जो रिकंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ है, जो कॉरिडोर देखा है, आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि ये उससे बहुत गुना बड़ा होगा। तो इसकी कॉस्ट में फिर बहुत
जी, ये इसमें एक तो देखिए भूमि की सीमा नहीं थी, काशी विश्वनाथ में भूमि की सीमा थी, और कुल मिलाकर के अभी जो अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है, सब निर्माण कार्य लगभग 2000 करोड़ में पूरा होने की संभावना है। लेकिन ये बहुत कुछ निर्भर करेगा क्या क्या जुड़ता है। ऑडिटोरियम की बात हो रही है, म्यूजियम की बात हो रही है, ट्रस्ट ऑफिस होगा, गेस्ट हाउस होगा, और एक बहुत बड़ा स्ट्रक्चर जो आपने देखा नहीं देखा तो आप कृपा करके वहाँ 1 मिनट रुक करके देख लें। वो है पिलग्रिमेज फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर, जहाँ पर कि लोगों को होल्डिंग करीब 5000 लोगों की स्पेस होगी, जहाँ पे लोग अपना सामान जमा कर सकेंगे और उसके बाद दर्शन के लिए आएंगे, और कुछ वहाँ पर अन्य सुविधाएं भी होंगी श्रद्धालुओं के लिए। तो वह भी एक बहुत बड़ा कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है, और वो 22 January तक पूरा हो जाए।
In that pagoda, you'll find 6 temples, and which is related to the Vishnu, the Panchayatan, Vishnu Panchayatan, you call it. 5 temples of that, and the 6th one is of Annapurnama, because on the northern side, when we started this designing and all that stuff, on the northern side of the temple, there was a Sita Rasoi, very old building was there, so it's called a Sita Rasoi. So we just also placed the temple particularly for gods, which has been the Bhog. So that has been prepared there, and where even Annapurna Ma's temple is going to be there.
So lots being made as part of this temple complex, and lots still to look forward to. Of course, the ground floor of the temple has been readied for the Jan 22 inauguration. The rest of the temple will take about the end of 2024 to complete, and then another year for most of the other facilities or the museum and others to become up in the entire complex. But that complex is actually going to be ever expanding. A lot of things are still being added to it. Talking of the temple itself, let's also break down exactly what it has inside. We've told you about the Garbhagriha and the entrance, but what about the mandaps? Now, the original plan of this temple was much smaller in design. It had 3 mandaps at that time. They were expanded to 5 after the judgment and when the design was expanded upon. So let me tell you a little bit more about the mandaps themselves. As I said, there are 5 mandaps, and there are 5 mandaps which are based on the Nagar style, the Nagar Shaili architecture. All of it has been designed as per the Shilp Shastra specifications by the Sompura family, who are the architects of this temple. So there are 5 mandaps. The first 2 are Nritya and Rang mandap. These are the first 2 mandaps that you will cross when you enter. The last mandap is the Kudu mandap, that is just before the Garbhagriha. We'll get you some visuals in just a bit. And then there are 2 other mandaps that have been added on the side, not in the straight line but parallel or perpendicular to that, which are the Pratna mandap. This is going to be the space for prayers. Along with people doing darshan, there will be separate space where people can sit and do their prayers. And there's a Kirtan mandap, which again will be a dedicated space of sorts when there are ceremonies going on or when there are long kirtans or bhajans and such occasions being marked in the temple. So overall, there will be no dearth of space as far as the new Ram temple is concerned.
Basically, there was like in the older design, what Dad has been created in 90s, that was only Garbhagriha, Guda Mandapa and Ranga Mandapa. So that was the only thing. And the Sindhwar, the Chowki was there at the time. We thought the footfall will be much more than any other thing. So it was been like taken like the footfall, the ground floor area should be increased. At the time, the first design also have 2 stories. Ground floor is going to be a Ram Lalla, and on the first floor is going to be a Ram Darbar, the whole Ram Darbar. 2 mandaps on the sides and 1 more mandap on the front itself. So again, after the Rang mandap, there's going to be a Nritya mandap. The sides we have again increased the floor area like Kirtan Mandap and Prasna Mandap.
इस प्रकार से 5 मंडपों के उसमें आप वॉक करते हुए चलेंगे। ये पहला मंडप है।
ये जो हम अब पहुंच रहे हैं, ये राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर का पहला मंडप है। ऑलमोस्ट तैयार हो चुका है
जी।
यहाँ पे जो पिलर्स की जो नक्काशी वगैरह है वो सब हो चुकी है, और ये भी जो इसकी गुम्बद भी है वो भी तैयार हो चुकी है। तो इसका भी कुछ
ये रंग मंडप है।
ये रंग मंडप है, सबसे पहला मंडप।
जी हाँ।
तो इसका कुछ सिग्निफिकेंस होता है?
जी, इसका एक तरीके से उल्लास। ऑल दीज नेम्स हैव कम फ्रॉम दी स्पेशल, हमारे आर्किटेक्ट थे, उन्होंने मंदिरों के निर्माण की एक शैली थी, नागर शैली, उन्होंने उससे अडॉप्ट करके इसका नाम दिया।
जी।
See, you see the pillars.
Yes.
And
these are some of the sculptures that are there. बहुत सारी मूर्तियाँ इसमें पिलर्स में बनाई गई हैं।
ये इसका एक हिस्सा है।
जी।
अपर मोस्ट। जी। ये आप इस तरीके से समझें कि ये इनको हम नृत्यांगना नहीं कहते हैं।
जी।
दे आर नॉट जस्ट डांसर्स, बट दे आर पावर, शक्ति। तो उसका है, ये वो हैं जो भगवान के अराइवल पर खुशियाँ मना रही हैं।
जी जी। तो इसीलिए ये रंग मंडप है।
हाँ, ये ऐसा ही, लेकिन ये जो पैटर्न है ये पूरे पिलर्स पे अडॉप्टेड है।
So at that time, if someone wants to do just prarthana in the temple, so there's a special mandap for them. Just go there and do the prarthana, and other people who are for going for the darshan, they doesn't disturb. You know, sometimes you go to a temple and people are sitting on the floor and just doing prarthana, which disturbs your movement.
The roof will be on the second floor.
Second.
Top floor. That's where the dome will be there.
So that will be a full high ceiling area of the temple.
And from there, the next is the support, the shikhar comes. Now you are actually last but one. After this, you will go to the sanctum sanctorum.
Right. So what is this? This is also the third mandap.
Yeah, this is Guru Mandap.
This is
you
Guru
have
Mandap.
really entered Guru Mandap.
Okay. And this looks really majestic.
Yeah, and this will go up to another 2 stories,
Right.
first and second floor. To ensure that the safety of the devotees,
You've covered it.
covered it, so that the work will go on
Right.
while the devotees will make
Cross
a queue and go.
Clearly a lot of attention is
Yes.
being paid to the inlay work and the marble work that is on the floor of the temple as well.
This is the exactly, you will have the feel how the entire flooring will come, in which there will be this kind of a art design in the center. There will be border on the sides.
There are 3 layers in the column. On the top layer, it is going to be Apsaras Devanganas, which is being predicted on the top layer, which shows with the every mandap, the concept is different. If it is a Kirtan mandap, so then the Devanganas were doing, you know, the playing music instruments, all that stuff. Even in a Prarthana mandap, they are just praying moments and all that stuff. In the Nritya mandap, they are doing dancing and all that. Those figures been depicted. In a Ranga mandap, Ranga which is been played in the normal life. So that normal day routine doing Devanganas were there. And on the good mandap, which is also there. So those kind of Devanganas, which has been, you know, inviting the people, which is doing the prarthana. All that kind of Devanganas and Apsaras were predicted on the topper level. And the middle level, which are the larger one. So on that particularly, we concepted, it's like basically giving the whole Sanatan Dharma's God. All gods to be predicted. So Shiva is there, the Ganesha is there. The many form you will see of Ganesha, many form of Hanumanji. In the main Gada Mandap, which is just near, where you can see the columns have 10 Dashavatars on the column. So that kind of a thing, if people will go there, our concept is basically people will go there, they understood the whole Sanatan Dharma, which is what gods and goddesses are. So those kind of a thing. And on the bottom layer, we have goddesses. So all the goddesses you'll see on the bottom layer of that column.
Viewers, just 4 days ahead of the epoch-making Pran Pratishtha at Ayodhya, the Prime Minister released a new set of 6 postage stamps